All right, we are now live. This is the next Diecast 2023 live stream. Or I should say February 2023 live stream. This is the first one of 2023. The last one I did was around the end of 2022 in December. And I did say in that one that I would start doing these monthly, but we ended up skipping January for various reasons. I just had a lot going on and everything, and it kind of slipped my mind, sort of. So I did unfortunately get to it. Garbage Truck 21, hi. Hi there, welcome to the stream. I'm actually going to get this open up on my laptop too, like I usually do, and look at the comments. Actually, we're going to move this over here. Let's see, channel. There we go. There's the video, and then we're going to click on it. We'll see how much of a delay there is. Okay, there's not as bad of a delay as last time. What's this? New pinned chat. Whatever that means. Okay. All right, Garbage Truck 21. I see your comment on there too. Welcome to the stream. As always, I got some random stuff kind of laid out here. Just things I've either been working on or stuff, in this case, the Hess truck I have to put away. And just some upcoming things that you'll be seeing on the channel too. Well, these green light cars here, I already did both a video on and an Instagram post. Speaking of which, I have to post on my Instagram page. Those of you who do follow me on there, the picture that I posted to promote tonight's live stream is going to be a part of my next post on there. As you could probably tell, it's going to be another one of those big and little themed posts. AKA, there's a 1/18 scale car, and then you have the smaller kind of matchbox sized clone of it, which I did a couple of times on previous occasions on there. But it's going to be the Porsche 550A, a 71 Camaro, among other cars. And I think they're always fun to do. It's always cool to be able to get the same car in multiple scales, like same color and everything. I just always found that cool. Another example, I'm trying to think. Actually, we'll go over here and I'll show you. The Maisto 2022 Porsche 911 GT3. Hot Wheels makes an exact match of this in their line. It's also light blue or shark blue with the black wheels, black interior, and two-tone spoiler. Although the Hot Wheels version has the black roof, but that doesn't really matter. It's pretty much the same thing besides that in terms of the color scheme and everything. I'm still glad that Maisto released this. I've had this since October, and I thought they were done with doing models of Porsches. I mean, they hadn't released a Porsche model in a decade or more. The last Porsche model they did was the Panamera, the first gen Panamera, which came out in 2010. And then there was that long, I guess, hiatus of them making Porsche models. They released a couple of 1/24 scale Porsches. They did the 2018 GT2 RS. But in terms of 1/18 scale Porsches, this is the first one that they've released since 2010. So then we got my Civic here, like always, because I drive the real 1/1 scale version of it. Of course, mine is the dark metallic red called Molten Lava Pearl, and not this bright red that you see on here. I guess, I don't know if you guys remember, but this does have lights and sound too. Yeah. I did a video on this when I got my real car in summer 2021. Yeah. Then, of course, we got the Welly Porsche 918 Spider in white. This is super cool. I've had this now for over 2 years. I got it in December, the very end of December of 2020. American Excellence, that diecast site we all knew and loved, was going out of business, so they had a heavy kind of discount sale. And I got this Welly 918 Spider from there for $30, I think, or something. And although that was, over 2 years ago, I still think wow, that was an awesome yet sad kind of opportunity to get models from them for cheap. And of course, I was able to get the roof panel to come off too. Hi, Harvey. Of course, on the real 918, this is two pieces, wouldn't be one single panel, but the Welly version, I think, wasn't meant to come off, but I made it come off. So that's cool. I always loved just the 918 Spider and white, especially if it came with like the green trimmed seats, just super, super cool. So yeah, I think, how do we get onto that tangent about the big and little? Yeah, that's my next post for the Instagram page, amongst some other things too. I've been trying to get better at posting on there. There were times where I didn't post on my Instagram for like a month or more. But now I have a kind of a backlog. Is the 918 a 118? Yes, it is. That's a 118 scale model. And Welly also makes that. Hi, Rory. And Maisto also makes, I'm sorry, Welly also makes it in 124th scale as well. I think Barago, they make a 918 Spider, but theirs is in 124th scale. I also have a Hot Wheels 918 Spider somewhere, but mine's bright red. Right here we got those green light showroom floor series cars. I did a video on those and an Instagram post kind of showcasing them. They have, I think, two more showroom floor series as well. I'm not going to buy the whole entire showroom floor series 2 and 3 sets because they have kind of similar repeat models in those. All three of them have Tahoes. I happen to get the Series 1 Tahoe, which is the RST package in dark red. And Amazon and Diecast Model Wholesale have the full factory, I keep almost saying factory fresh. That's Hot Wheels. Green light is showroom floor. Both those sites do have the full showroom floor sets for Series 1, 2, and soon to be Series 3. And I think the individual cars supposedly you can find at like Target and Walmart and stuff, but I never see them there. So I just end up caving and getting the whole sets off of like online sites. But I think it's cool that Greenlight is I'm doing this. Do you have the 118 ZR1 1992 Corvette by Maisto? I have the 96 Corvette by Maisto, which is very similar to that. The 96 Corvette, Maisto made the coupe and the roadster version. The coupe has the removable target top, and the roadster is the roadster. I have the purple roadster. It's down in the basement or something. I got that back in 2020, and it stunk. Like, I think it came from like a smoker's place or something. I got it off of eBay, and somehow that was the only model that I got out of like many that smelled when I got it. Looking back on it, that was terrible, but I was able to make a video out of it. Like, hey, here's how you get, stenches out of models and model car boxes when you get them. Yeah, that was terrible, but eventually the smell got out, and it was a really nice model, and it was a shame too because it was brand new in the box. Mostly the box had the odor, not the model itself, fortunately. I have that Hot Wheels Ford Mustang. Spoiler alert, I'm livery one. Oh yeah, these I actually just got today from Giant. You'll all be seeing these in an upcoming Hot Wheels video, probably closer to next week. I've been doing 3 hunts at a time or 3 hauls. I don't know how to word it, but all my Hot Wheels hunting videos, I do 3 different, I guess, stops or whatever. Like if I go to Giant 3 weeks in a row, I'll post those 3 videos. Or if I do 2 trips to Giant, 1 trip to CVS, and so on and so forth, that's how I kind of do those. But yeah, I got the Mustang. This is not the treasure hunt version or the super treasure hunt version, unfortunately. And yeah, Harvey, I do know about the Hot Wheels super treasure hunts. If you there's a site, I think it's hwcollectors.com or something, where there is a full description each year of all the treasure hunts and super treasure hunts that you can get. That store is not near me, but I go to Fred Meyer. Oh yeah, Fred Meyer is pretty good. I don't have any of those around here. I don't know if it's not really a Pennsylvania thing or what, but Giant is like our main storage chain, at least in this region here. And then I got this weird desert drifter. I don't. I always like the weird like food and animal cars that Hot Wheels makes. So whenever they make a new one, I always get it. And I do happen to have that one on there too, that cupcake car. Is this a Ryu design? I don't think it is, but it's still very cool. It's kind of like a translucent green. McLaren Elva, which does look very much like that Lego Speed Champions Elva that I did a video on a little while back. I love the racing livery on here. And then the Cruise Bruiser, some station wagon that looks kind of like a real station wagon. I'm not sure which wagon they were trying to go for with this one. Obviously, that car looks funny. I want to eat it. Yeah, I do too. There's the donut car, there's this car, and there's that cupcake car, and the taco car, which all of which I have. Yeah. I used to not be into Hot Wheels fantasy castings, but then when we had that weird dry spell in like 2021 or whenever that was, and you could only pretty much find fantasy casting, I feel like it kind of let me gain an appreciation for like the designs of some of these weird cars and everything. And each time I do find Hot Wheels, I end up getting at least one fantasy casting on a given trip, whether it's the Giant or CVS. And if there's treasure hunts, if they're fantasy castings, I'm going to get them if I don't already have it. I found two treasure hunts in the same week, not supers, but regular ones. And that was like a big deal. I'm from Ireland. Oh, cool. So, yeah, I was glad to find these. I already have the Elva in black, but I might actually replace it with this blue one because it is cool. But the rest of these are unique. I don't already have these other castings, so I was happy to find those. I have gotten back into playing the Hot Wheels ID game. That's why I have my tray of Hot Wheels ID cars here, because I've been kind of racing them in the game and scanning them and stuff. And Amazon does have a couple of reasonably priced ID cars left, including this Highway Hauler 3.0, which I bought recently. This is going to be the last ID car that I probably get because they're just all. I either have the ones I want already, or they're just completely, priced high and everything. So I already opened this, but I put it back in the box. This is from the HW Metro series. Get it out. Yeah, this one's cool. It has like HW Legends on the side and stuff. And this is, I think, unique to the ID line. Hi, Nick. What do you think of Johnny Lightning? Do you have them in your 164 collection? I do have them, yeah. I think they're pretty good. I feel like Greenlight is better, but then again, Greenlight makes mostly modern castings, and Johnny Lightning kind of makes more classic car castings. I think they both are pretty good. I always had the issue with Johnny Lightnings where they wouldn't like sit straight, like the tires would kind of be wobbly and stuff. Like if you put the model on a flat surface, like if you tapped on it, it would like wobble and shake. This one, of course, won't do that because it's flat. All four wheels touch the ground or touch the flat surface. But Johnny Lightnings, I noticed, weren't really doing that. I haven't gotten any of them recently. I know that they are out there, but I just focus mostly on like the cheaper like Hot Wheels and Matchbox and stuff. But I think both them and Greenlight do offer quite a lot in terms of detailing and everything. They have been releasing those tempting 2-packs of like the police cars and stuff, Johnny Lightning. So I might check those out because they do look pretty cool. But yeah, here's that Highway Hauler 3.0. It's a pretty cool looking truck. Yeah, it's a shame that that app and those cars didn't really, I guess, sell well. I mean, the pandemic had at least partially to do with that, but ultimately, I am glad that they did this line and that they made these cars. They'll probably relaunch it again in the future, I'm sure. And you can still download the app today and play it. Finding the cars is going to be a bit of a chore, but there are plenty of virtual cars on the game that you won't have to get the physical cars. So there's something to keep in mind there. This will be in a future video. Speaking of premium cars and everything, I got the American Scene set from Amazon Warehouse Deals a few weeks ago. Actually, almost a month ago now. I just recently filmed it, but this is one of the shipping container sets that has the 5 cars in here. Fun fact, the Bronco R and the Tesla Roadster casting started off as ID cars. And I thought for sure, like when the ID line died off, like these are gone. They're not going to make them as regular main lines or as premiums. But sure enough, they did. And you can also get the Tesla Roadster as a mainline casting too. But that'll be coming up in another video. I got this and the Jay Leno set, so I'm really happy about that. Back here we have my Hess truck. I got it for Christmas, the 2022 Hess truck. I do want to do a video on my Hess collection because I do have a fairly extensive collection of those now. I get one every year, as many of you guys probably do. And I do like that this year's set. You got the pullback hot rods and everything. Just very cool. So that'll be kind of a nice video to do. I did have this out on my shelf for a little while, but then I wanted to put my Lego Speed Champion stuff back out again. So, yeah, speaking of those, we will take a look at those. They're over here. This is kind of a similar setup from, I guess, the summer it was when I actually filmed the Speed Champion stuff I have. But I had my 4 supercars out, and then I got my 3 little ones in the front here. Apparently, these are 1/55th scale. I believe it because these are not quite 1/43rd, but they're too big to be Hot Wheels size. So Lego probably is accurate with that number. How many die casts do you have? I don't know. Several hundred. I've been meaning to count for a while. I was doing pretty good at using what's it called, collecthw.com to kind of catalog all my Hot Wheels, but I haven't done that for a while. Man, I'm gonna have to take inventory again like I did 2 years ago. That'll be a fun project towards the summer, maybe. But yeah, here's the Speed Champions cars. And these aren't all the Speed Champions cars I have. There's 3 more that I don't have out. But you got the Koenigsegg Jesko, the SF9, or the Ferrari F8 Tributo, and then you have the McLaren Elva and the Toyota Supra. And they are making more of these, I think, for 2023. I haven't seen what they are yet. I think they previewed them recently, so I'll definitely be taking a look to see what they got in store for those. And then, of course, they got the Lego Camaro. I still got to do that video of all my big Lego cars, like where I showcase those. Because I have this Camaro, I have that Porsche. What else do I have? I have that Camaro, not the Camaro. This is the Camaro here. The Corvette, I should say, and the Lamborghini Gallardo, among some others. So that'll be another video to do. I think I mentioned that in my last stream that I was planning on doing that. So we will do that. Why do diecast are dent resistant? I think they're dent resistant, and yeah, I'm sure that has to do with the way that they're constructed and everything. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any dented diecast. I think they're just made to absorb all kinds of, use and abuse, I suppose, because they are primarily meant to be toys. So I guess in that sense, they do kind of want to make them resistant to damage and everything like that. But yeah, I never thought of that. That reminds me, when that car company Saturn still existed, they had, I think, like dent proof. They had a special material that they were made of. It wasn't fiberglass, it was something else, but the panels, if they got dented, you could easily undent them or something. There's some, I'm sure if I look it up at some point, I'll tell me exactly what I'm trying to say. But are you going to get a Volvo diecast? It was a plastic polymer or something like that. Yeah, that's what it was. I didn't think of the right word. But yeah, for Volvos, there isn't really a whole lot out there, at least for large scale Volvo diecast models. Welly made that 118 and 124 XC90, the earlier one from like the early 2000s. I was trying to look for that for quite some time, but it was just always so expensive and everything. They supposedly still make the 124th version of that, so if I happen to find that, then yeah, sure, I'll get it. I have the Hot Wheels Volvo 850 wagon in 3 different colors, and I have the Matchbox XC90, the C30, and the V60. Yeah, I have quite a few Volvos now that I'm thinking of it, but I've only got maybe like less than 10 in the last like 15 plus years, because they're just not really made in diecast that frequently, unfortunately. Um, Oh, there's also the C70. I used to love that one. It was like that hardtop convertible, and then before that, it was a coupe and a convertible. It was 2 different models, and they morphed it into one model for I think its second generation. Somebody made a 118 of that. I think it was like a promo or something, and I was trying to find that, but again, far too pricey. You should get a Traxxas slash. Yeah, maybe. Are you going to get Auto Arts or Kyosho's? I have a Kyosho VW Beetle, a 2015 Volkswagen Beetle convertible. I actually got that. American Excellence had a sale one spring, and that was on there. They had it marked down to like 30 bucks, and I thought 30 bucks for a Kyosho. I'm getting that. So, yeah, I do have that, and that is on my channel. I did an unboxing and a review on that. That was back in 2019. Can you please show us your Volvo diecast? I'm trying to see if I have any in the display case right now. I think literally they're all in storage right now, unfortunately. But that's something to do for the future, maybe, is have them up in like the display case. Can you please get a Saturn diecast? I don't have any Saturn diecasts at all. I really want the Hot Wheels Saturn Ion, which is kind of hard to find now. They had this rare like promotional auto show version that was kind of the same shade of blue as this Bronco Sport that Hot Wheels I think made for the launch of the Ion Quad Coupe back in like 2003 or whenever that was. And I think either, yeah, Auto Art makes a 118 View. I was trying to find that. And I think Gateway Limited makes an SC2 coupe from the same like 2001 or 2002 year range. Well, he also makes the 240 GLM 124. Yeah, I did see that. I might think about that because it is a pretty cool casting. Isn't it gold, I think? I think it's either white or gold or something. It might come in a couple of different colors. Can you please show us your Beetle? I'm not sure if it's easily accessible. Yeah, no, it's all the way down at the bottom of this pile I have in here, unfortunately. I mean, I have it in the box and everything, but I'll get that out in the future because I do have my Barago Beetle, the 118 blue Barago Beetle, 1955. I do like to put that up on this shelf or the dresser where the blue Porsche is. I put the blue Beetle and then I put the gold Kyosho Beetle where the white 918 Spider is. It's funny, that Beetle that Kyosho makes is called, the color in real life is called Moonrock Silver. Even though it gives a pretty like gold vibe off to it, if that makes sense. I don't know why they call it a gold when it should be silver, but that's pretty cool. I might pick up one of those Saturn SC2s by Gateway. Yeah, they're kind of hard to find. The black ones tend to go, it looks like, for cheaper than the yellow and red versions. If I were to have a choice, I would get the yellow version. I feel like occasionally people find like those older like auto art and gate models at like flea markets and things for cheap and on like eBay and stuff too. The current, I think, auto art models aren't that great because they're not even made of die cast, they're made of composite or something. That's the main, I think, turn off for me for that brand. Is the older models that they make are far too expensive, and their newer models, although they are pretty good with fine detailing, they're just not, I think, up to par with, the material that other models are made for half the price. So, can you please do a review of the Beetle, a video of the Beetle? I made one, actually. I made one, it was actually way back in 2019. It was one of the first few videos I did. It's called Review of 118 Volkswagen Beetle Convertible by Kyosho. I think that's actually the exact wording of the title too. But I show it off, and then I think I showed off some other stuff with it too, like the features. Yeah, it had like a removable convertible top you could take on and off, and like a rear like tonneau cover and stuff too. So yeah, that was a pretty cool model. Do you just elect Hot Wheels? That's awesome. And then, oh, I totally ignored these things here. I built this Lego Technic tractor actually this past afternoon, and it was a fun build. It was bigger than I thought too. I want to do a video actually on my Lego Technic like vehicles and things too, because I do have a pretty extensive collection of that. But yeah, this has the tilting like dump thing or dumper. I don't know what the right word is for that, but you guys know what I mean. And this thing steers too. And this Impala police car is actually a model kit from Maisto. And it's actually pretty rare. And I did a whole video on this. I just finished the editing and everything. This will be coming up after I do either a video on the American Scene or the Jay Leno Hot Wheels sets. But these are all decals on here that I put on. Maisto does give you 2 different decal sheets, which is very cool. And this is harder to find than the NYPD model kit version of the same car. And Maisto does do a plethora, or has made a plethora of pre-built 124th scale Impala models as well. There's like the police and the taxi versions, as well as the Super Sport from 2004. So I was happy to find this on eBay, and I'll talk all about this in my video. But this is about, I think these are actually accurately scaled when put next to one another. Odd considering that it's a tractor and it's a Lego, and this is a die-cast, car. But and this also comes with two extra light bars too. If I take this one off, I could switch it out with the Vector light bar and the blue Jetsonic light bar that came with it. So these were kind of two cool projects that I did in the past couple of days because it was pretty cold here. So nice kind of cold or rainy day projects. I have the 118 Brago Bugatti Chiron. I have that one too. In fact, I have the orange and gray Sam's Club exclusive version from, man, 2018. Wow, yeah, that was 2018. Almost 5 years ago now. Um, I think a lot of you guys probably have just the regular standard red and blue versions, which all of which look really cool. But I was happy to find that exclusive gray and orange version. That was actually one of the first videos that I filmed for my channel, was a review of that model. So cool. Can you please do more reviews of more vehicles that we might want? Yeah, I try like when a new model comes out and everything to review it in some form or fashion. And if I can't like buy it myself, or if I don't want to buy it myself, then I'll at least, comment on it if somebody asks me like what my thoughts are and everything. A lot of those independent diecast sites, when they do get these models in their stock, they will put up a plethora of photos, which you can then look at. If there isn't already like an extensive video review of a model, and these sites I think are helpful in kind of determining like the quality and everything. I have Lego I have Lego garage thingy that I store my diecast. Oh, yeah, that's cool. For a while I was thinking of building like a Lego like building to just store like bigger cars in, but that would require a lot of pieces. Then you got to keep like weight in mind and everything too. Um, Most of the stuff I have is just minifigure scale. I have a few of those creator houses, and of course a bunch of the different Technic vehicles and other stuff like that. Let's see what else we got here. Getting some of those Chinese dealer edition models are pretty nice and aren't too expensive on AliExpress. Yeah, I have seen that. And when I got my Lexus LC from, what did I figure out it was made by? Like Paudi Model? Or no, that was by Almost Real Models. That one was for sale on that site, but eBay ultimately had the cheaper price, so that's where I got it from. So Wally made a Beetle diecast. Yeah, Welly did make a Beetle. They made the Volkswagen New Beetle convertible, which I think was like a 2005 or 6 model in 1/18 scale, and they made the most recent Beetle in 1/18 scale, like the 2012 or 13 version. They made the hardtop, and Kyosho made the both the coupe and the convertible. I have the light blue and navy blue version. Oh yeah, I do like that color scheme. That was the same color scheme as like the original launch model. So that's super cool. Review old diecast. Yeah, I have a fair bit of like 90s Maisto models from like when they first started out. Oh, and this model kit will count as an old diecast because it's from like 2005, but I got it brand new. So that's something that'll be coming up soon. Oh yeah, the Maisto 2023 catalog. I know on Diecast Exchange, someone did find a link for it somehow. I don't know how these catalogs end up like getting released far before the actual companies put them up on their own sites, but I think the 2023 catalog is out there for sure. I'll have to look, but when it becomes officially on like the Brago and Meister websites, I will film, I guess, my take on those two catalogs once the time comes. We're getting close to mid-February. I think the earliest I've seen them officially posted on their sites was around early to mid February. And then around March I usually make the videos, so I'll probably end up I'm doing that. I can't think of, and my stuff hasn't really previewed anything for this year yet. So I don't know what they're going to have in store for 118. I know that they have the 2023 Nissan Z coming out in 1/24th scale, as well as the Mercedes EQS, that weird electric sedan that they came out with, which is for some reason going to be 1/26th scale. It's like, why couldn't you have made it 1/24th scale? It's a sedan. I know when they made that, Plymouth Voyager minivan model that they had to make it 1/26 to fit in the box, and that huge F350 Tonka concept, like that was too big for 1/24th. But the Mercedes EQS, unless it is a huge car, I've never seen it in person. I've only seen the ads on TV for it, but that's something odd that I saw about it. But I'll still probably end up getting it if I find it for cheap. I'm sure CBS will have it in the next like 6 months or whatever when they finally release the model. Yeah, I have several Ferrari diecast cars. Mostly Hot Wheels Ferraris back when they were still making those. Every year for Christmas, I got a Ferrari 5 pack for like several years in a row. So most of my Ferraris are actually from those. Um, and I have the Maisto Ferrari 550 Maranello in 118 and the Hot Wheels Ferrari F430 in 118. So, but aside from that, not many Hot Wheels. I have Lego Garage that has big pillars, it's called. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering how you constructed that. Um, I think, yeah, if it's like a multi-level thing, then base plates, although they are very durable, they do bend quite a bit and they can only handle like a certain amount of weight. I have seen broken base plates before. Of course, I haven't broken any. Um, but yeah, I have that architecture studio set where it's like tons and tons of white pieces and everything. That could be enough to build like a garage and stuff like that too. Um, your family get mad? Oh no, they're very supportive and everything. They think it's as cool of a hobby as I do. Only things I saw new just now is the Ford truck. Oh, the Ford truck, that F-150 that they randomly released at Sam's Club, looking like Sam Walton's truck. Yeah, apparently, not to disappoint you guys, it is closer to 1/20th scale than 1/18th scale. So that they pretty much pulled what Barago did with that F-150 Lightning and made it too small. So I'm like, really, guys? Um, but yeah, if I find it at Sam's Club, I'll probably cave and get it. It'll be like maybe, what were prices this past year? $17. I'm guessing they'll be closer to 18 in 2023, but whatever. Mine has multiple levels and I use other pillars to support it. Oh, cool. Yeah, there's always lots of engineering involved with Lego projects, even if it's like a mock or my own creation. Um, and it's always cool to kind of think about stuff like that. But yeah, I do try to get when they make the big Lego car models, I do try to get those. Um, I mostly collect those. We do have some Lego buildings in the house too. Like my brother, he's got a fair bit of those modular buildings, which are pretty cool. They have nice details in them and everything. And I have some of the older creator houses and stuff like that. But and Technic, I think, has been pretty cool recently with their smaller sets. Like this one is pretty big, but it was only like 30 bucks, I think, or something. I got it as a Christmas gift. So cool. Yeah, yeah, I get it. I mean, sometimes, I mean, some hobbies like this aren't really um, that well, I guess, respected by people, but I feel like now that it's becoming more, prominent, more people show off their collections on YouTube and everything. So it's becoming, I think, more normalized and everything, if that's any reassurance to you. Um, like I have the Instagram page and everything like that too. Um, there's always, stuff you could do and everything. There's all kinds of like diecast forums and stuff like that. Diecast exchange is a big one. They've been around for 20 years, I want to say. Yeah, I think there's like a since 2003 banner on their site. Oh yeah, they're turning 20 this year. I wonder if they'll do something kind of special for that. I'm sure they will. Maybe they'll have merch. um, but yeah. Did I miss any comments? I don't think I did. They've got a lot of new 124 Celica, Tacoma, 454 SS Chevy, Impala, and some other stuff. Yeah, the new Tacoma. I hope they the last couple years when they put models in their 124th section of their catalog, they ended up coming out a full year later. Like the 2021 Chevy Tahoe they had in their 2021 catalog, but it wasn't released until way into 2022. And that Nissan Z, they still have yet to officially release that. I think it might be out. It seems like 3000toys.com has some on there. I don't know. And then there was that EQS as well. I think I've seen photos of that online. Um, so I guess that's officially released. I don't know. Maisto's kind of quiet with their 124th releases. Whereas for the 118 releases, they'll preview them for months on like their social media. They'll have like, oh, here's a sneak peek, or they'll, this and that. But yeah, the 454 SS should be pretty cool. If they did a GMC Cyclone in that scale, that would be super cool. Did someone do one already? I don't think they did. I know Motormax also did the SS 454. The Meister one's definitely going to be better. I'll tell you guys that right off the bat. Because Motormax is definitely not known for their quality, unfortunately. Celica. Fox body. I did see that, yeah. And it's funny you should mention that because Maisto did do a 164th Fox body, like a 93 SVT Cobra, I think it was. Probably the only 124th pickup. Yeah, it's a shame how there's so few modern pickup trucks in 124th or 118th diecast. I mean, they're some of the best selling vehicles, at least as far as the, states go. You think that someone by now would have done. I mean, Maestro did do the 118 Broncos, so that definitely counts. But no one's made a 118 or like a relatively cheap 118 JL Jeep Wrangler yet. The Renegade, of course, is in 124th scale. I did a video on those. My brother and I have the Maisto and the Welly versions. What else is there? The Tahoe, at least Maisto did a 126 version of that. There's like the Colorado, the Canyon, like a bunch of different trucks and SUVs that you would think would have been made in bigger scales, but they haven't been made. I mean, they're all available in smaller scales, but I kind of mentioned that on previous occasions, and I thought after years of acknowledging that at some point, a company would have made one of these models in that scale, but yeah. If Greenlight makes all these in bigger scales, that would be cool. At least we got the new Bronco in 118. Yeah, the Maisto is awesome, and it's actually still my most viewed 118 review. We're going on 11,000 views for that video now. Um, GT Spirit made those too. I don't like resin models. I don't really see the appeal of them. I think they look beautiful, but they're just so expensive. I mean, hundreds of dollars for just one. Well, not GT Spirit. They're at least reasonably priced. They're around maybe like 80 to $150, but even that's still, I think, a bit of a stretch. You got stuff like BBR that goes for I think almost a grand for certain models, but they're made, I know, in very limited numbers. I'm pretty sure you can actually commission them to make a model for you in a certain color scheme. I don't know how that works. And I'm not going to do that. I don't have the money for that, unfortunately. It'd be really cool if they make the Maverick in 118 and have it actually be 118 since it's a pretty small truck. No one has made any models of that truck yet, and I don't know why. They should. And in fact, I've hardly ever seen that many real ones on the road. I know that's like a whole thing, like delays and supply chain stuff and all that we're still apparently dealing with. But yeah, I hope somebody does make a model of that at some point. Yeah, 118 Maverick would be super cool. I would totally get one in either that light blue that they make it in or in that orange. And a plain color would be nice too, but I mean, you see so many on the road already that are like just black, white, or silver. Um, Two in my school parking lot. Oh, yeah, cool. There's a black one in my area, and a white one too that I've seen occasionally. But aside from that, I haven't really seen many. And a lighter blue one was actually behind me when I was going to another place for a meeting for work last week. That was the first time I think I saw a real version. You guys know what blue that I'm talking about. It's this blue. Here's the Bronco Sport. This shade of blue. What is it? Lightning blue or velocity blue? I think it's velocity blue or something like that. It was not this blue that the Shelby has. Speaking of which, here is the 118 Mustangs that I have out right now. I did kind of a similar setup several months ago, but I always liked this setup with these four particular Mustangs. You got the 67, the 93 Mach 1 concept, the '04 Cobra, and the 2020 Shelby GT500. So I brought those four back to put up on the shelf. And then I have my Camaro down here, the 118 Maestro 2016 Camaro. Yellow with that awesome black stripe going down the center of the car. And the display case, I did switch out all those cars a couple of weeks ago. Actually, just a week ago. Got some majorettes up there. Got the anniversary Hot Wheels sets on there. And then a row of ID cars. And then a row of muscle cars. And we got some trucks. And then here are the Jay Leno cars, actually. I'll be doing a video on those soon, but I was happy to find that set. There's the McLaren. Then you have the Lamborghini. I almost said Diablo. Countach. And then you have the tank car and the 300 Gullwing Mercedes. And there is actually one more from the set. Oh yeah, here it is here. That Corvair Yenko. Then we got some old Matchbox and Hot Wheels on this side, like I always try to include. 4 Hot Wheels Flames cars, 4 Red Lines, and then we have the Treasure Hunt row. And then we have the, what's it called? Oh, the Duesenberg and the Bugatti from those. I forget what the series is called, but they're from like the early 2000s. These two Hot Wheels down here. Some kind of showcase series or something. Then I have 2. These are actually glow in the dark. These 2 here. I think they're the X Racers series or something. I got these 2 from Giant. They'll actually be in the next Hot Wheels hunting video too. Then we got some pullback wellies up here that I got from Rite Aid recently. Yeah, they're all pullbacks. I don't know what scale these are. They aren't. Yeah, Welly never puts the scales on the bottoms of their pullback cars. They're all around like 1/38-ish scale, but they don't say. But that's fine. They're all well detailed, just like you would expect for bigger scaled models by Welly. All have opening doors. All have pullback motors. Just super cool. Love the Mustangs. Oh yeah, thanks. We still be streaming in 10 minutes, possibly. Are you gonna get the Echo Jet that came in the Jay Leno set? That was the chase from that set, so yeah, probably not. And if you see on the backs of the cards that the Jay Leno cars come in, it shows the 5 cars except for that one, because that's the chase. So I think they want it to be like a true surprise, even though it's all over the internet that that's the chase car. So if I find it, then yeah, sure, but I probably won't find it. And that's a pretty cool car. Jay Leno actually commissioned that to be built. It was kind of a joint venture between him and I think Chevrolet and General Motors. It's literally a jet-powered car. On the Beetle, I would use the spoiler to open the trunk. Yeah, if you're talking about that Welly Beetle, yeah. The Kyosho actually comes with a door opener tool that you can kind of fit underneath the trunk lid. I use that because apparently if you use that spoiler thing too much to open it, it might break, and I don't really want to do that, even though I paid like less than half price for the thing. So yeah, I do use that door opener tool, which comes in handy. I use it for my other models too that have side windows and that it's hard to get the doors open on. So yeah. It's a shame these aren't glowing in the dark now. For any Hot Wheels glow-in-the-dark cars, if you want them to really glow, hold it under some light for a while, and then they actually should glow. In fact, let me see if I can. I might have one of those like flashlight, like keychain flashlight things. Yeah, here's one. If you shine lights on these for a period of time, it'll kind of feed the glowing feature, and then they'll then glow in the dark when you turn the light off. So we'll see if that works. Oh, it did work. Look at that. We got some glowing going on. Yeah, that's super cool. They almost make like night lights too. If you have enough glow in the dark on Hot Wheels cars, you can use them as like lights. I don't know if all the X Racers cars have the glowing feature or not. I think they do. Oh, you know what? This one glows in the dark too. I'll show you guys. There you go. Look at that. Very cool. That'll give them enough juice to last the whole night. I have a couple more that have that glowing feature. I have this, it's like this big van shaped thing. I think it's called like a space van. I don't even know. That has glow in the dark wheels. And then I have another fantasy casting. It's almost like a wedge shaped one with a metal base. That one also glows in the dark too. Yeah, cool. We'll keep doing that till they glow extra bright. Yeah. But yeah, I was glad to find those. I don't usually get fantasy cars unless they're, the treasure hunts like these four or animal or food cars. But when I see if they're glow in the dark or if they have a cool feature like that, I'm going to get them. That's how they entice me to buy things like that. I would use the thing since I can use a spoiler to get the trunk open. Yeah, that makes sense. I really thought the Echo Jets would be really expensive online since it's a chance, but it's only $12. LOL. Yeah, if that's the case and you want one, definitely go ahead and get one now before they might go way up in price. I mean, that set still can be found in stores, and Amazon has the whole set if you want to get all five cars in one go. And I do kind of say that for these Hot Wheels premium or car culture sets, that Amazon does have the whole sets available. So if you don't want to play the whole game of going from store to store to try to find these things, get them in one go. Um, I like the recent Hot Wheels car culture sets because they always have five desirable cars in them. You have occasional ones where it's like, oh, there's one good car and four not so great ones. But at least as far as the Deutschland, the American scene, that the Mountain Peak, I forget what it's called, Mountain Mud something, whatever has the Celica and the other Japanese cars in it. And then the Jay Leno set, they all have desirable cars in them. So they are worth getting the whole sets from. What's one of your favorite diecast? That's a tough one. I really don't know. I do want to make a video at some point, I guess, on my top 10 favorite 118 scales for my collection. And either that or the top 10 best Maisto models. And I mean best as in like best quality and just uniqueness and everything like that. So that'll be something I think to consider. Last time I found a premium in Walmart was forever ago. Yeah, I don't even look there anymore in general. That place is always just completely trashed, and especially like the toy section too. It's like a shame. They do have occasional unicorns there and some cool stuff, but you're better off just looking at like grocery stores and Target and stuff like that. Um, I would like to see those vids. Yeah, I have what I'm going to be calling showcase videos that I want to do, because I did mention in my last, I think in my end of the year video, where once I review my 118 scale cars, that's the last time you see them unless you look at my Instagram page, and I feature maybe a few in a post. So I do want to do maybe some of these showcase videos, like where I show off, like here's my 118 Corvette collection, or here's all the 118 supercars, or here's like my top 20 best Maisto models, stuff like that. I have a few ideas. I just got to maybe type them down so I have like an itinerary going on. And then maybe from there I can think of like what I want to showcase and how I want to showcase it. But I have several videos coming up between now and when and when that does happen. So, but that is something for the future. I do have a little notes thing on my phone that has all these like different video topic ideas and stuff on it. So, yeah. that's something that I will definitely consider doing. Yeah, another example, and now that I'm having you stare at these green light models, is do a video on all my green light and Johnny Lightning cars. And especially all my majorette cars, because that majorette unboxing video that I did of that 30 car set got like a ton of views. I think it's actually recently outnumbered the Bronco video. So I definitely do want to do a video showcasing all my majorette models, which are unfortunately hard to find. Will you make any shorts soon? I've thought of that because shorts are so popular now. um, I don't know what I would really do for that though. I might do one. I know I've shown in the past how to remove marker from diecast. Maybe I'll do a short video on that. Um, maybe like how to customize cars with Sharpies. Yeah, I've thought of that maybe. Maybe if I do like a Hot Wheels hunting video, I might trim it into a short video. I don't know. But yeah, I have considered that. I might do that. Maybe that'll give the channel some more exposure and everything because short videos are pretty popular, or shorts, I should say. So. Do you have a 118 H1 Hummer? I don't, but I have the 118 Hummer H2 SUT by Maisto in green. I got that one back in 2020. In fact, the person who had it actually got it from an abandoned storage unit. There's people on eBay where they'll buy, like that show Storage Wars. They'll buy a storage unit that was abandoned and they'll just sell whatever was in it. And that was in there. I got it for 30 bucks in total, including shipping and everything. And even back then, like that was a great price because those Maisto Hummers of any style or color went for usually 40 bucks or more, depending on which one you were getting. But yeah, the H1 Hummer or the Humvee, I know they also made it in 1/24th scale, so I'm done getting 118 models for at least a long while now. But I would consider getting, and actually they're 1/27th scale now that I'm thinking of it, because they're so damn big that they would be too big to be 1/24th scale to fit in the boxes. So, but I would still consider those. I have a Hummer H1 Red 118. I do like that version. That one's pretty cool. I'd probably get either that red version or I would get the. They made this orange version. It was the 10th anniversary edition of the H1. I want to say it was maybe like a 2001 or 2 model. Whenever AM General first launched the Hummer H1, it was whatever the 10th anniversary of that was. And in real life, they made a special anniversary edition. And then, of course, they sold that. And then Meister made a model of that. So, and they also have those two. They have two different Humvees. They have the camouflage, and I think they have the all green version too, or something. But yeah, they're all very cool. Meister went from like 8 or 9 different Hummer and Humvee models, like in 2011, down to like none, come like 2016 or 17, which is unfortunate. Maybe because they have been bringing back retired models to sell at Sam's Club and Costco the past few years. Like you had the '04 Mustang Cobra, the '04 Chevrolet Impala, like the police Impala, like just for this past year. So maybe they'll do that with one of the Hummers. That'd be something cool to see. Or like that, or like the Thunderbird or something. Oh, they also did the Jeep Rescue concept. They re-released that twice, which is weird. They released it once about 3 years ago, and my brother got that one. It's like kind of a goldish yellow, and it looks really cool. And they did it again this year, or in 2022, I should say, at Costco, and that version was blue. On the Kyosho Beetle, can you make a custom muffler delete since it would be unrealistic? Maybe. I never thought of that. That's something to think about. But I wouldn't want to modify it too much because it is my only Kyosho and everything. That being said, when I reviewed it, there are a few things that I found off about it. Like they had a whole bunch of buttons that weren't colored in on the center stack, and I thought for that like $100 original retail price, that's not really acceptable. But for 30 bucks, it was fine. Like it was more than enough detail for 30 bucks. Sorry, for 30 bucks, but for the original retail price of nearly 100 or more, that would have not been great to see. The lack of detail on the buttons. Do you have any 125th AMT Ertl? Yes, I have Those plastic promo Ertl cars. I'll have to do a video on those at some point. Um, it's hard painting the buttons. It is. You can maybe go very basic and use like a silver Sharpie, like some people have done. Like some car HVAC controls are at least trimmed in silver, so you could probably go for that look. But and if you just want them to have any kind of color, then you could use a silver Sharpie. But yeah, you're right. Like in terms of making them look accurate, or maybe doing like a little tiny like white lettering for the word AC or stuff like that, it would be near impossible to do. Um, but yeah, are there any diecast Passats or Jettas? Yeah, Welly made a Passat. I think it was a 2001 Passat in 1/18 scale. I saw one in a hobby shop years ago, but it was priced expensively, so I didn't get it. But yeah, they made that. It only has opening front doors, which I don't think should be a turnoff for that. But yeah, they did make a model of that. I can't think of any other ones though. And you think, the Jetta is a fairly popular car. They would do a model of someone would do a model of that in like a large scale. If there is a model in big scale, it's probably going to be some kind of dealer edition or something super expensive like that. But, that's just what you get. Oh yeah, I have a few AMT Ertls. Yeah, they're cool, and it's a shame that they stopped making those like dealer promo plastic models. That was a huge thing from like the '60s all the way through like the late 1990s, where you could go to like any like GM dealership and you could get a promo model from there. And I think sometimes if you bought a certain car, then you'd be able to get like a model of your car from Ertl and like that scale, like a plastic model of your real car. If they did that today, that'd be so cool. Like Honda should do that. I could have gotten a Honda. Of course, I ended up buying, the die cast of my car right up there, but getting a free one would have been cool too, of the exact matching thing. But yeah. And if you're talking about the Ertl model kits, yeah, those are out there. I don't have any. I never really was a fan of plastic like model kits because half the time you had to like paint them and stuff. I wasn't really good with that. I always kind of favor the die cast kits because they always come pre-painted. It's a lot of easy assembly, it's just a lot of screwing in stuff and just snapping parts together. Whereas those plastic kits, it's, lots of glue and everything, lots of fragile parts. They come on like those punch out like plastic parts sheets. I'm always afraid I would like snap something in half or break something or lose something. So I'm like, no, I'm shying away from that. And that's a shame too, because some of those plastic kits only come as those plastic kits. Like you can't get like a die cast counterpart of it. I think that's becoming more rare now because a lot of most cars you can find as plastic model kits also come as die cast models, whether it's just a Hot Wheels, like a simple Hot Wheels car, or a more detailed kind of larger scale like replica and everything. Well, they made two generations of the Passat. Did they now? You know what? Actually, yeah, they did. I forgot about that. I don't think they made them both in 1/18 scale, though, did they? I'll have to look into that. Welly makes lots of models of regular cars, which I always found to be kind of cool. Like these up here count, I would say, as regular cars, quote unquote. I could go out on the road right now and see, a Tahoe, a Renegade, an F-150, and a Charger. Maybe not in these exact colors, but I would see these in general. And Welly, at least as far as their smaller scale models go, make a lot of models of these regular cars, and I always found that kind of admirable about them. And I feel like more brands should make 1/18 scale and similar large scale replicas of cars like those, just because so many of us drive them in real life. Like having a 1/18 Civic would be cool. I have one, of course, but it's an expensive dealer edition model because that's just what happens to be out there. Could you get the diecast Sienna from Toyota? Did somebody make a Sienna 1/18 or I doubt it, but I'm sure somebody made a diecast in general of the Sienna. Yeah, I think diecasts of minivans are hard to find and no one really made any. That's why I love my Maisto Plymouth Voyager so much because not only is it a model of a Voyager in general, but it has the opening sliding doors and stuff like that. It's just very cool. They had made the Sienna in 1/18, but it's a Chinese dealer edition and it's 100 bucks. I figured that, yeah. I'm sure it's who makes that? I'm sure it's like Paudi model or something. Paudi. Do you have any Lego cars? Yeah, I have a bunch. I think I showed them once them previously. That's my big Lego Camaro, and then over here I have a bunch of those Speed Champions cars, which are pretty cool. They fit two minifigures in them now. I don't know if you guys knew that. Um, they're like 8 studs wide. I have several other bigger Lego cars too. They're just either in storage or elsewhere. I can't get to them easily, but I do want to do a video showcasing my larger Lego cars. I did a video already of my Speed Champions collection, and I do want to do a video with the bigger Lego cars and with the Technic stuff. Um, yeah, that's fine. I showed them off, I think, towards the beginning of the stream here, which I do want to probably end soon. We have been going on for a little bit over an hour now. AutoArt made a 2002 Saturn. Yeah, they did make the 2002 Saturn View. That came, I think, in silver, black, and orange. That was actually one of the first AutoArt models that they did. That was when they were kind of transitioning from being called Gateway Limited or Gate over to AutoArt. Um, and those older models are kind of highly desirable now, which is unfortunate because if you want one, it's expensive to get. In fact, the only 1/18 scale Saturn models are made by AutoArt. There's this one very obscure, I think it's like a 98 SL2 sedan dealer edition model that AutoArt didn't make. Somebody else entirely made that. And they are scarce. I think they go for like $500, $600 if you can even find one. I hope one day I'll find one at like a flea market for like 20 because someone who has it doesn't know how much it's worth. That'd be cool to have. It's like, here's my random Saturn model, you know? um, but yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Like there's just some models you just don't see at all in general in like any scale. Saturn, Plymouth, all those like dead American brands from like the 2000s. Yeah, Meister made a Saturn Sky, that Roadster, but that was 1/24th. Still counts though. But yeah. Um yeah, we'll have a lot more cool stuff to come for the videos and whatnot. I'll be showing those off once I open them. These four Hot Wheels I got from Giant. They've had the same bin there for a while, so I probably won't be getting any more cars from there unless they get new bins, which will hopefully be soon. But I don't know. They're kind of sporadic with when they restock Hot Wheels. And then of course you guys already saw those on my YouTube channel and on my other social media pages. And then I will be doing a video, of course, on the Impala build. That'll be coming up after I do a video of the Jay Leno set. And then the American Scene set will probably come up after that. But make sure you guys check out my comparison video I did of those Jeep Renegades. That was pretty fun to film. I hadn't done a comparison video for a long time. And that one was fun to do. So hopefully you guys will check that out. Any last comments? One of my favorite 90s Hot Wheels cars are the Toyota 4Runner. Yeah, they made was it them or Matchbox? One of them made the 85 4Runner, and then Hot Wheels, of course, makes the 18 4Runner as like a premium casting. What series is that premium 4Runner from? It's from something. They make the white one and they make that Heritage Edition one. They're being scalped like crazy, unfortunately. So I probably won't find one of those. Maybe I'll find one by chance. It would be cool to have one for the collection, but yeah, that's a cool casting to kind of keep a lookout for. Yeah, you're right. Matchbox, yeah. Matchbox made the old 4Runner, and Hot Wheels makes the new 4Runner, to be more accurate. So we'll kind of get back in the rhythm with these streams. I skipped the January one, so we're now at the beginning of February. So I'll probably do another one either at the end of this month or the very beginning of March. And then we'll do one at the end of March and then just kind of go from there. Do one at the end of the month, like I was doing before my rhythm got kind of messed up because I sort of forgot. But yeah. I just looked and saw that it was a Matchbox, LOL. If you're talking about the 85 Forerunner, yeah, that was a Matchbox casting, which I'm also still trying to find. But yeah, the 2018 Forerunner, that's a Hot Wheels. Hopefully they eventually make that into a main line, not just a premium, so people can actually, find it and get it, and not have to get it off eBay. But yeah, we'll see. They probably won't, but whatever. Would have been a nice ID car too. They were supposed to make that Jeep Trackhawk in ID form, but then the ID line got canceled, so they never got to it. Unfortunately. But yeah, this was a fun build, despite the decals, which were a chore to put on. But in the end, it was worth it. And I have this rare, obscure model kit. And of course, the Lego tractor was also fun to build too. I do definitely want to do a Lego Technic video where I showcase all the Technic stuff. And of course, all the bigger Lego cars as well. So you guys can look forward to that. Yeah, thank you all for attending the stream here. We had a lot of you on here for this time. This is probably, I think, one of the best attended streams that I've had. There was at least, I think at one point there was like 16 of you on here. So thank you guys for that. I think part of it was because I actually remembered to market this stream. Last time um, I didn't really say anything about the stream, and then I just ended up doing it like that night. And then I think I had to move it or something. I forget what happened, but I ended up. Hey, what's up? Love your channel. Hey, thanks. Yeah, I ended up pushing it back, I think, a couple of times, but yeah. Make sure you guys follow the Instagram page too, Nick's Diecast page. I don't post as much on there as I do with posting videos on the channel, but I do try to post at least a couple times per month on there. Mostly like photography stuff. I try to do a mix of like bigger scale and like smaller scale stuff and everything. So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining. We'll have another stream hopefully towards the end of the month. We'll do one for 1,500 subs. We're almost at 1,500 subs. So thank you all for that as well. This was technically supposed to be the January stream, but I'm doing it now in February. So the next stream will be to celebrate the new subscriber milestone, I suppose. And then we'll pick up with just regular monthly streams from there. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. See you guys soon.